So this is 1.3, the benefits of market segmentation. So we've already looked at what market segmentation is, which is breaking down the market into particular groups of customers. So this is based on things like age and gender and income, etc. And what we need to look at now is the benefits of doing that actual process. So by using this little acronym PRINT, it can help us to remember the different benefits that we need to know. So the first one's profits increased, retention of customers, increased market share, the needs of the customers are met, and targeted marketing. And we're going to take a look at each of those. So profits are increased. Basically, the more that you segment your market and literally identify specifically who your customers are, then the more you can increase your profits. The more that you do the right things, the more money that you can make. So if you think about our example with JD Sports, they have segmented their market in multiple different ways so that they can target those specific customers. And because they have targeted male and female and teenagers and children all specifically with different products, they will make the maximum profits that they can make. Next, we look at retention of customers. Now, this is really important because obviously getting new customers is pretty hopeless if you lose your existing customers. So by knowing our market specifically, you can focus on keeping those customers happy. You can also gather customer feedback and make sure they're happy with the service. And we're going to look at customer feedback in a later video. Best example I can give here is for Apple, because Apple like to retain as many customers as they can. They like people to stick with Apple. So one of the ways that they do this is by having an operating system that does not really change. It kind of stays very, very similar over time. And that's because their idea is that if people like using our products, then they will like us to stick with the same type of layout. Next, we look at increased market share. Now, basically what that means is within the market that you are operating, so if you are JD Sports, you're operating in the clothing and sports clothes market. If you are a car company, you are operating in the car market. And then there will be smaller markets within each of those things. So by focusing on one specific market and one audience, you can start to become the best in that particular area. That is called increasing your market share. So if you have the most customers or a bigger percentage of the customers, that is increasing your market share. Best example for this is Tesla. Now currently Tesla only make electric cars, so they are more likely to be the leading market shareholders for electric vehicles. If you look at all the others, no one really comes close. Things like Audi and Mercedes haven't even got close to breaking into that market at all at the moment. Next, we look at needs of the customers are being met. So, as we've mentioned a couple of times, if you know exactly who your customer is, what they are like, what their interests are, how old they are, what the gender is, all these different pieces of information, it allows you to easily focus on their specific needs, figure out exactly what they want and make sure you address those areas. So for example, my wife is a personal trainer and she tends to target women between around 25 and 50. So this means she can focus her practice around exercises for weight loss and toning rather than building big muscles. Another example is a company called Start Right, and they specialize in just children's shoes, so they can ensure that they meet all the needs of those children rather than trying to focus on adults and different genders as well. Next, we look at targeted marketing. So when you do know who you are aiming your products at, it makes it a lot easier to actually advertise these products. For example, we have two different examples here. We've got Barbie. Now Barbie dolls, most people will know that they're particular target audience is likely to be females, it's likely to be children. So when they are doing those adverts, they can target those adverts at those particular people. So if they use kind of pink colors, bright colors, certain types of fonts, used certain types of images as well. And when it's videos, they tend to have like a voiceover and a certain type of music as well that is targeting those particular people. Then obviously if you get things like tools, most of the people that use these type of tools will be males. That's a statistical fact, it's not my opinion. And they will be adults as well. So they can choose to advertise in this particular way. And when you look at this advert, you can actually see the language that they use as well. Language like power, performance, and durability. And that's because adult males, they will be interested in having a tool that's durable, that's going to last them a long time. Got performance, which means it's going to do a good job for them. And it's got power, which means that they're not going to be having to work hard themselves. So this is how we can target our market specifically. If you don't know who you're aiming your products at, then it makes it very difficult to do this. So that is the benefits of market segmentation. If you've got any questions, drop me an email and I'll get back to you.